Welcome guys to another Eye of Terror. Today we are here with another 8th edition 40k battle report. As you know, I'm your channel host, and today I got...
Curtis St. Clair again?
See, we did a take of this already, and he paused a little bit, so...
Hesitated, forgot my name.
Kind of humorous. And we're going to be back, or we're coming back to you with our 1,000-point match in our escalation campaign with a slight change. So instead of doing the missions in the tree, we're just going to do the core missions. So like today we rolled up our mission and we're going to be doing the Scouring.
Yep.
And we both agreed it's just simpler, and we're both sort of getting used to the rules. So we're not going to do anything crazy, and we're not going to actually do the campaign missions. We're just going to film 3 separate battle reports, or however many we want, and do it increasingly in points by 500 points each battle report. Just easier that way.
Yeah, I like it better.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our 3rd match technically against each other.
It is, yeah.
But the other one was supposed to be our 1,000-point match, but I forgot half my army.
His army slept in.
Yeah. I might have slept in. No, I'm joking. I didn't. I just forgot it because it was in a completely different spot from the rest of my army. So, but if you haven't checked it out, you can go through the playlist and you can find it as well there. So today, Scouring. Basically what it is, you have 6 objectives placed across the board. One of those objective markers is worth 4 points, another one is worth 1 point, and then the other ones are worth 2. So that's how you gain your victory conditions, or your victory points. You also get a point for Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Line Breaker. So that is that.
That is that.
1,000 points, Space Wolves. Even though I'm wearing a Space Wolves shirt, I know. You should be wearing this shirt. I got this while I took a trip last year to England.
Did you?
And for Articon, which is an event, a Hobbit SBG event held by James Clark of the GBHL/Hockey Gaming. And so he ran this event, 150 Hobbit players,
that would be nice.
Which is awesome because everybody is in the same mindset. And so I had to go to Warhammer World, and so I picked this shirt up at Warhammer World because in the last edition, I loved Space Wolves. I played them, and then I got out of it because, well, I did, and I got rid of most of my Space Wolves, and now I'm into the Genestealer cult because that's what I was playing in Shadow War Armageddon. So, and I found a really good deal on my army. So so let's show you the army, let's show you the board, and get right into the battle from there. All right, guys, this here is my 1,000 points of Genestealer cults. So starting over here, all I have here is a 15-man squad of neophytes. There's 2 grenade launchers, a mining laser, heavy stubber. I got this guy here as a cult icon, and my leader here, who only has the auto gun and auto pistol. I know he has a power model and bolt gun, but I don't actually have the points for that. Over here is a 10-man squad of neophytes, 2nd troop choice. Again, 1 grenade launcher, 1 mining laser, 1 heavy stubber. I got my cult icon guy, which is this guy with the dynamite, and then I have my power pick and bolt pistol on the leader. Over here, I have a 5-man squad of acolytes. I do have bone sword and lash whips on the leader, and then I got a rock cutter, rocks on cult icon there, and then a basic guy. Over here, we have 12 Genestealers, pure strain Genestealers, all right there and painted up. Over here is another 5-man squad of acolytes. So this guy here with the hand flamer is the leader, and then the guy with the tongue out is the icon. Where unfortunately don't have another icon, cult icon painted up yet. And then there's 2 rock saws in that squad. And you may ask why I divided up my 2 acolyte units, or my 1 10-man acolyte units into 2. I want to make sure that I can get everybody into, or half my army into cult ambush. So I had a total of 7 units when you factor in the 2 HQs and my Leman Russ. By the way, Leman Russ, battle cannon, las cannon, 2 heavy bolters, and then a Primus and a Patriarch. So we divided up the acolytes just so that way I have 8 units, so that way each HQ can pair off with the unit when they come in with cult ambush. So the Primus is bone sword, the needle pistol, and the injector claws. The Patriarch is monstrous rending claws, and a familiar down there, which once a game allows him to cast a 2nd psychic power. The psychic power he has is mass hypnosis, and then of course smite. So that is my 1,000 points for today's Scouring match. All right, here it is. Curtis, are you missing some of your army?
No, this is all of them. They all showed up.
This is it?
Yep.
How many models do you have?
I have 15 models. It's
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure. It's more of an elite force than it is little troops.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, okay. Definitely elite. Can you explain why it's so elite?
Well, first of all, we got the Wolfguard Terminators.
Boo!
They have 4 of them have Storm Bolters.
Yep.
One has a Storm Shield Thunderhammer, and another one has a Thunderhammer.
Okay.
And the other 3 have Power Fists for their melee weapons.
Awesome. Do they all take -1 to hit with the Power Fist and
they
the Thunder
do.
Hammer?
Yes, they do.
Woo.
So they're hitting on 4s.
All right.
Then we got the Thunderwolf Cavalry.
All right,
They
in the
have
back
the
there.
Thunderhammers and Storm Shields.
Yep.
That's what they have.
So they all take -1 to hit as well.
All -1s to hit, and
Alright.
the Wolves don't take the -1.
No.
They have 3 attacks.
That's
too.
right.
Then we have just a true choice of Grey Hunters, the
Okay.
minimum 5-man.
Yep.
Then we have Bjorn. Looking forward to playing him today.
Absolutely. Looks
And
great.
Najal.
Najal. There. And you are using what detachment
Just
are
a
you using?
patrol detachment.
Okay. So you have 3 plus 1
Plus
from
1 from Bjorn. He has a special
And-
rule.
Okay. Where I'm using a battalion detachment, so I have 6 command points for this match.
That's not too
So
bad.
my 6 to your 4. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. We'll come back with deployment next. All right, guys, this is the board that we are playing with. It's 4x6 board. I know with up to 1,000 points they suggest 4x4, but this was already set up from another match that I played, but didn't film. So it's 4x4. It's Urban Mats, Urban District Battle Mat. One of my favorites. I use it for my Marvel / DC miniature games as well as 40k as well, sort of diverse in that sense. So we got all the crates and vehicles, ruins over here, center piece, sort of like a Prometheum tank, and then we got the bastion over there and more stuff in the corner and ruins. Deployment wise, Kurtis deployed all his 5 units before I got through my 8. So I have a 5-man squad of acolytes up here behind that barricade, a 15-man squad of neophytes sort of spaced out between the ruins and barricade. We got the tank over here, these 10 neophytes in those ruins there. So I'm pretty much bubble wrapping. Like, he can place guys over here on the edge that he has in reserves, because he has his Terminators and Najal in reserves, or somewhere up around this way, but I'm pretty much bubble wrapping my Lehman Russ right now. In reserves, I have the Patriarch, the Primus, 5-man Acolyte squad with Rock Cutter and Rock Saw, and 12-man Genestealer, or Pure Strain Genestealer squad. On this side here, these guys are actually in reserves. That's his Terminators and Najal. Bjorn is your leader.
Yes, he is.
And so he has the legendary fighter, so +1 when he charges, +1 character or attack characteristic. And that's the same with my with my Patriarch. He also has the exact same thing, and it is my HQ as well, or Warlord. 5-man Grey Hunters there, and then the Thunderwolf right there. This is the squad leader, the Black Wolf there. So, can I seize the initiative? We'll see if I can next. All right, here's his seize initiative. And I do.
And you do.
That's a... Alright guys, so it's the end of my movement phase. I really didn't move much. I just sort of shimmied these guys around to make sure that if his Terminators drop in, they're on the other side of that crater. It just gives my tank more time to shoot stuff. None of my guys here moved, and most of them aren't in shooting range except for the heavy stubbers are in range of the Thunderwolves over there, and my heavy bolters on my tank, on my Lehman Russ, are also in range, but my battle cannon and my las cannon are in range and can see the Grey Hunters over there through underneath that building there. So it's the end of the movement phase. I'm now going to see if the Patriarch and Primus and these guys can come in. So I'm going to roll for the Primus first. He rolls a 4, which means I have to set up outside of 9 inches.
Outside 9 inches? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Alright, so the Primus and the 5-man squad who I've attached with the Primus have set up outside 9 inches of these guys. I chose not to reroll that 4 because it does allow me to do that just setting up just outside 9 inches, which means they'll have a 9-inch charge in the charge phase, if it's possible. Next, Patriarch and the Genestealers. Let's see what happens with them. 6. Hi. Yes, that is really, really good for me. Alright guys, so the Genestealer, Pure Strain Genestealers, and the Patriarch have been set up. So what I did is, because I rolled that 6, I get to move them just like normal. And so instead of setting them up within 9 and measuring them, I just set them up within 8 inches, within 1 inch of these guys here, or just outside of 1 inch I should say. And the reason being is because all these Genestealers here are movement 8, not including if I advance, because they can advance and charge. Same with the Patriarch as well. He's movement 8 and then can advance and charge. So they're just within 1 inch of the unit around here, and they're just going to sort of come up this way. Bam! Like so. So that is that. We're going to come back with Psychic Phase next. So, Psychic Phase. Going to start off with Smite, which has to target the nearest model, which is the Bjorn. Casting value of 5. Alright, so there's the 9. So,
That goes through.
you have nothing that can resist right now.
On
So,
the table right now.
D3 wounds. So, 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
To Bjorn.
So I have the equivalent to Feel No Pain.
Yep.
So I get 5 up saves on that.
And you save 1. So, 2 wounds on Bjorn. I got this little guy in here, Familiar, allows me when they successfully cast a spell or a psychic power to do so again once a game. So next he's going to try using Mass Hypnosis on these Thunderwolves here. Reason being is because if these guys get in on the charge, they'll be 5 to hit instead of 4s. So casting value of 7, here we go.
Barrels.
Perils! Wow, so he takes D3 wounds. So he takes 3 wounds out of his 6.
Perils.
You know what? I'm going to use a command point instead to re-roll one of those 1s.
I think Perils happens.
And so it's a 3. Power does not go off. Alright, so I only have 5 command points, saving my Patriarch D3 wounds. I was hoping for a 6 so the power would still go off, but I'll take the 2 and not suffer the wounds. So we're going to move right into the shooting phase for the Genestealer cult. I'm going to start off with the Battle Cannon. The Battle Cannon itself is going to shoot its las cannons, and it's friggin'... what the heck, Battle Cannon and Las Cannon into the Grey Hunters over there. So Battle Cannon does D6 shots. So 5. I need 4s to hit. Which 2 fail. So 3 hits. And then your toughness is...
Who are you shooting again?
The Grey Hunters, yeah.
Toughness 4.
Alright, so we need 2s to wound. Alright, so 2 wounds. -2 to your armor save.
-2, so I'm 3,
5
so
up.
5 ups.
2
Not there.
Las Cannon into the same unit. Hits. Needing 2s to wound. Does not wound. I forgot to mention the 2 heavy bolters are going into the Thunderwolves over there. So I have to hit on 4s. So 3 misses. That's pretty average. And then
Strength 5, right?
Yeah, strength 5 versus
So
toughness.
4s
4s again. So 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 3 up.
Yeah, so 1 wound on one of the Thunderwolves already. Alright, just to speed things along, I only have 1 heavy stubber here and 1 heavy stubber here that will be firing. Both of them will be firing into Thunderwolves, so they haven't moved, so I need 4s. That's 2 hits. Now I need 5s to wound. Alright, 1 wound, no AP modifier, so 3 up.
3 up save.
Ah! Alright, next squad in the shooting phase is my Acolytes shooting their 5 auto pistols into them. Hitting on 4s. So 3. And then wounding on 5s. So let's see what happens. Nothing. Next the Primus, hitting on 3s. Hits, wounding on 2s. To 2. So
3 up.
Yep. So moving right along from the shooting phase into the assault phase, or the charge phase, sorry. These Genestealers here need a double 1 to charge all of these things. So the Thunderwolves, the Grey Hunters, and Bjorn. So I'm going to start off with those guys first. So you do get some Overwatch from Bjorn and from the Grey Hunters. So who do you want to start with?
We'll start with Bjorn.
Okay,
He's
so
got a heavy flamer.
Yeah.
So it's a D6
Auto
auto
hits. 6. Okay. So you need
Then he's got a assault cannon.
Well, you roll the wound that first. So you have 6 hits. So you need 3s.
3's a win. Strength 6. So yeah, 3's a win.
I forgot he had a flamer. No! Oh, yes. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
All right. 5 up save.
-1, yeah.
Oh, well, it's invulnerable. So 2 guys die.
2 guys go down.
So these 2 guys are dead. All right. What's next?
Auto, sorry? Yeah, assault cannon
Assault
from
cannon.
Bjorn.
Okay, heavy 6.
Heavy 6.
I see 2 6s.
2 6s.
You now need
Strength 6.
5s to wound.
5.
Or friggin' 3s to wound is what I meant. Which
I
you don't wound any.
No wounds.
Alright. So, and then you have your 3 Thunderbolt or Space Grey Hunters.
Grey Hunters, yep.
Rapid fire range. So 6s to hit. So 1.
1. Now, question for you.
Yeah.
Bjorn allows rerolls to fail hits.
So he rolled no 1s there, so nobody gets any rerolls. So, but he does have 1 6, so you need 4 to wound.
4 to wound. Nothing.
Awesome. So here's a roll for the Genestealer charges. And they're in with a 7. Patriarch here is going to charge in. And so he's definitely in with a roll of a 3 and a 2. So he just charges into Bjorn. The Genestealers just sort of ended around. They are still in unit coherency, sort of stretched out between the 3 units. Over here, the Acolytes, they need a 9-inch charge. That's 6, so not enough. And the Primus. That's 6, and not enough as well. So the end of the charge phase basically is just my Genestealers and Patriarch that are in combat. So I'm going to start with the Patriarch and his familiar who's within an inch of him. Because Patriarch charged, he gets +1 attack. They're a unit though, so I don't know if my familiar gets +1. I think it's just a Warlord, so I'll just go with that. Okay. So here's the 7 attacks from the Patriarch, hitting on a 2+. And so I could re-roll that and burn another command point. I will. Nothing. And so I need 5s to wound Bjorn.
5 to wound, okay.
6s are rending. All right. So 1. 1. You have a 6-up save.
6-up save.
Nope. And you take D3 damage. So 2 damage.
2 damage.
So you are down. Oh yeah, you get your 5+.
5 up.
All right. So he's down to 4 wounds remaining. So I forgot for a second, the Patriarch here, he gets 5 rerolls, or he gets to reroll fail wounds with his monstrous rending clause. So here's the 5 rerolls. Need 5s and 6s. So there's 2 6s. More. So that's 3 wounds apiece, no armor save, because they're -6 with the rending clause.
And
so you
3 wounds each?
3 wounds each when you roll 6s. So you got lots coming at you. You need to make some of these 5s.
Need to make some of these 5s.
Yep. Make 2, but that still means 4 more wounds.
So maybe we'll re-roll.
Yeah, I would try, or else Bjorn's dead.
Re-roll. 6.
No. So Bjorn is dead. Does he blow up?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't blow up, eh? All right. So he is removed. All right. So Patriarch here piled in at the end towards the closest enemy model, which are the Grey Hunters here, and I'm gonna go next with my Genestealer cult.
I'm gonna spend 2 CP points.
Okay.
To have the Thunderwolf Cavalry go.
All right. And so you can't use the same stratagem twice in a single phase in match play, but you can use a different stratagem. So he's gonna use 2 of his 3 remaining, and he's gonna make the Thunderwolves go next.
Perfect. Attack first.
And so these guys here piled in, so they all are within range. This guy here has 3 attacks. These guys here have 2, so that's 7. But you need 4 to hit. All right. Oh, that's not that good.
3 hits.
3 hits. Less than 50%. Your strength is 8, so you need 2s. All right, they're all wounds, so I get
3 VP minus 3.
I get 3 invulnerable saves, 5 up. So let's see if I can make it happen. Here we go. All right, 1 dice. Yes.
Okay, so now
we took off 1 guy off here. So next, his wolves get to attack. So they have 3 attacks each. Is that it?
3 attacks each.
Yeah. And so what do you need here?
Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
And their strength 5.
All right. So you need wounding on 3s too, eh?
Wounding on 3s.
That's pretty good. I see a couple of 1s and 2s in there.
Couple 1s and 2s in there though.
That's not good.
So 5 hits.
Yeah. Now you need 3s to wound.
3s to wound. And
3 wounds again. So let's see if I can get some 5 ups here for my save. I get 1, so 2 more guys, which is going to be these 2. Yeah, no. I'm gonna keep them locked in. It's gonna take off these 2 here. So my Genestealers are gonna go next. They have 3 attacks each, hitting on a 2+ because they're within 6 inches of him. So I have 2 here, 6 attacks hitting that are going to be going into the Thunderwolves. So I need 2+. That fails. So I need now your toughness 5.
Toughness 5.
So I need 5s to wound. All right. So I got 2 6s. That's a minus lots to your save. So you got your invulnerable save of 3 plus. So
how many wounds each?
I think it's 1. I'll double check. All right, so 1 dies. And everybody else goes in here. Or sorry, the 1 wound goes on that guy, dropping him to 1 wound remaining. So everybody else here is going to be hitting into those Grey Hunters. So that is a total of 15 attacks. All right, I have 15 attacks here going into the Grey Hunters, hitting on 2 plus. It's taking out all the 1s. So we got 3 that missed. Now your strength or toughness is 4.
Toughness 4, yep.
So I need 4s to wound. So here we go. All right, so there's 1 that gets no save, 2 that gets no save, and then these ones are minus 1 save.
-1, so 4 ups.
And they're dead. They're all dead. Those Grey Hunters are removed, and I will have to pile in the Genestealers to the nearest enemy model, which is the Thunderwolves. All right, so I just piled in basically around my Patriarch with the consolidation, just to bubble wrap them, make sure that they can't shoot the crap out of them with the Terminators when they drop. End of round 1 for the Genestealer cult. I have to make morale or go into the morale phase, but because the Patriarch has Living Idol, every Genestealer cult infantry unit within 6 inches of him automatically pass their morale test. So those guys, the Genestealer cult or Genestealers who lost 5, automatically pass. Good for me, not good for Kurtis.
God for me.
So the movement phase for Kurtis really wasn't much. Thunderwolves can't do anything, so he deep struck Najal up there on top, holding that objective. And all the way over there, he put his 5 Terminators in front of the Neophytes and the battle cannon. Well, I should say the Leman Russ. The battle cannon. So, we'll come back with his Psychic phase next. Alright, Psychic phase. What's Najal doing?
He's going to cast Smite first.
Okay, so his closest enemy model unit is the Genestealer, so you need cast on a 5 plus.
On a 5 plus.
And you get it. So,
it's actually 6 because he gets +1 to roll.
Wow. What other powers does he have?
He has Jaws of the Warpwolf.
Which is the...
take your speed.
Yep.
Subtract it from 2d6. Whatever's over that is mortal wounds.
Okay.
And he also has... he can give cover with a 6-inch around him.
Okay, so I'm going to let that go through.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
So that goes through.
Yep.
D3.
So 3.
3 mortal
so
wounds.
So 3 guys die. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, next.
Well, I can't target the Patriarch.
No.
There's units there.
Well, you can, because that's shooting phase. You can't target the hero.
Oh, you can in the
phase. But if you're doing Smite, it's the closest model, right?
Okay.
So,
I'm going to target the Patriarch next.
Okay.
If I'm within range.
18 inches, so it should be. Oh, you are, just barely.
Just barely. And I'm going to find out what the name is.
All right, so instead of targeting the Patriarch with power, he's going to do Jaws of the
Warpwolf.
Okay, onto
the Genestealers.
Okay, so casting value?
Casting value of 7.
Okay.
All right.
Double ones.
I peril.
Yeah. You can re-roll. Yeah, that's your last command point. Or else he's going to take D3 wounds.
I'll take the D3 wounds.
Alright, you're going to take D3 wounds.
Yeah.
So he takes 2 wounds. How many more powers can this guy cast?
That's it.
Just 2, eh?
Two powers.
Awesome, sounds good. Shooting?
Shooting?
Alright, we'll come back with shooting next.
Yeah. Perfect.
Alright, Kurtis, shoot phase. What are you going to do?
Alright, Terminators are shooting into this blob of units.
Into this 15-man blob spread across the ruins and barricade. Okay. How many shots do you got?
I have a lot of shots.
Because they all have storm bolters, right?
16 shots.
He doesn't have storm bolter, does he?
I lied to you. 4, 8, 12, 14 shots.
14 shots, yeah. Because the guy with storm shield doesn't get storm bolter shots.
Yep, 14 shots.
Alright.
3 pluses ahead.
3s. I see some 1s in there.
I
like that. And 2s, yeah.
There we go. So those all hits.
Yep. And then you need 3s to wound. So I'm only toughness 3 with my neophytes.
Okay.
Ooh, I see some 2s. 3 2s. So how many saves do I need to make?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 saves.
Alright, so 4 up because of the barricade / ruins. Because they're all in the barricade or ruins. So 4 up. Alright, so 3 die.
3 more.
That's not bad. And that leaves, I took 3 off closest to that, the guys over there, so these cultists survive. Alright, so Kurtis has no other shooting, so we're going to go into the charge phase. Alright. What you going to do?
These guys?
Yeah.
Are going to charge these guys.
You're going to charge into those, so I'm going to do some Overwatch on you first. So I'm going to start off Overwatch, heavy stubber into those guys. I have to roll 6s here, get none. I then have a mining laser, needing a 6, which is a 1, so nothing. I'm going to do D6 frag grenades with my guy there, so 6. Alright, I get some extra dice. So I need to hit on 4s, or 6s, sorry, which I get 2. And I drop a guy, and I wound on 5s. So 1.
1 wound?
1 wound so far.
Is it AP anything?
No, you got your 2 up.
2 up.
Oh, I saw that one, and I was like, woo! The bolt pistol here going into those guys, needing a 6, nothing. And lastly, for my Overwatch is the 6 auto guns, rapid firing, so need 6s. So I have 2, needing 5s. So 1 more wound. Come on, roll a 1. Roll a 1 just to make me happy. Oh, yeah! Roll a 1, so one of those.
We're going to put a wound on somebody.
Alright. Alright, so wound on that guy. Let's see how far they charge.
So first I need a 9.
Yeah. And you got an 8.
8. I will spend my CP point.
And
my last one.
Spend the last one. Alright, you need a 4. No, you're out.
Fail.
Yes. So that is the end of your phase here, your charge phase. So now it goes into
assault.
Assault. Yeah. The only assault and combat for this phase.
The only assault
is the Thunderbolts up against my Genestealer call. What are you going to do?
I'm getting attacks, sir.
You're going to attack with your Thunderhammers.
My Thunderhammers.
All right. You got 7 of them.
7
needing 4s. See a couple of 1s and 2s, which is nice.
4 hits.
Yeah. And then needing 2s.
2's the wound. And 3 wounds.
3 wounds. I have a 5 up save. Here we go. And I make 1s. 2 more Genestealers die.
And then the dog.
2 more guys die. Boo. 3 attacks from these dogs. Let's see what you do. What are you hitting on?
Hitting on 3s.
All right. 3 misses.
3 misses.
6 hits. Strength is what?
Strength 5.
All right.
3's
so,
the wound.
3's the wound. Oh, 1.
Oh,
1. Let's see. And I don't make it. So 1 more Genestealer dies.
Goes down.
Right here. My go back. This lone Genestealer that is surviving somehow. It has 3 attacks. Hitting on 2s.
Okay.
And then wounding on 5s. So nothing.
Nothing.
Morale phase, I do have my Patriot here within 6 inches of that Genestealer. So they automatically pass, and he does not flee somehow.
He does not run.
I do have a morale test for this squad here. They lost 3 guys. 3 and 1 is 4, so definitely pass with their leadership of 8. Alright, my movement phase. These guys here are going to advance. So they move 6 plus 1, so 7 inches. And they're just going to move over towards this room. And they just end their movement right like so. Alright, so the end of my movement phase, these guys all moved up. They're 6 inches closer to the Thunderbolts. Patriarch moved just outside an inch of the Thunderbolts as well. As you saw, the Acolytes over there moved over, and the unit of Neophytes in that Ruins and Barricades just sort of shimmied over, so I had more guys within rapid fire range of those Terminators there. So we'll come back with our Psychic phase next. Psychic phase, Patriarch here is going to do Mass Hypnosis on the Thunderwolves here. Nigel's not within 12 inches, so he doesn't get +1 to this roll, so I need a 7 or higher. That's a 5. I'm going to use one of my command points, because I might as well to try it. And there it is, it goes off on an 8.
So an 8?
Yeah.
So I need better than 8, right?
Yeah. You do! Ah, no! Anyhow, that's the Psychic phase. We'll come back with shooting next. From the Psychic phase, we go into the shooting phase. So I'm going to start off with these Neophytes here. I have a heavy stubber firing into those Terminators there. Has 3 shots, hitting on 4s. So 1, wounding on 4s, nothing. I next have a mining laser, hitting on 4s, hits, a wounding on 2s. It's a wound.
It's a wound.
You got to put it on the guy that already has a wound, right? So it's like -4, so it's 5 up and
5 up.
Save.
Oh.
Yep.
And you
make it. D6 frag grenade shots. 3, Let's see if they hit. So 2 hits and no wounds. Next, I have 12 auto gun shots. Hitting on 4s. Come on, dice. That's not that good. Got lots of misses. 5 hits, needing 5s. Drop that die. Needing 5s, here we go. So that's 2 wounds onto you. So
AP anything?
no, so 2 ups.
2 ups.
Come on, 1. Yeah! 1. Terminator's down! Terminator down! Yes!
Is this guy?
Yeah, that guy there, because you have to put it on a guy that already has a wound. Perfect. Lastly, the leader has the bolt pistol. Hits. 4s. No. Alright, so this unit here has 10 autogun shots shooting into the Terminators, hitting on 4s. So taking away those 3s, so that's 50%. Oh, there's a 2 in there. 50%, less than 50%. Needing 5s, not a 1. Oh, sorry, my leader has 1 as well. He doesn't, so he's in range. So hitting and wounding on 5s. 1 wound from the leader.
1 wound from the leader.
Yep.
2 up.
And he makes it.
And I make it.
Next, I have the grenade launchers here. I have 2 of them, so they're going to do frag grenades for D6 shots each. So that is a total of 6. And need 4s to wound, or to hit you. So I have 3, and then 5s to wound. 1.
1 wound.
6. Next, heavy stubber here. 3 shots into the Terminators, hitting on 4s. So 2 hits. And wounding on 4s, so 1. 2 up save.
2 up save.
Lastly, mining laser, 1 shot, hitting on 4s is a hit, wounding on 2s, it's a wound, 5 up invulnerable save.
I'm going to put it on a 3 up guy.
Alright, 3 up invulnerable save, man.
Up.
Fine.
No,
alright, D6 wounds, or D3 or something like that. So it's 1. 1 wound on that guy. So note, the mining laser is strength 9, -3 to the armor save, which puts him at a 5+, and then D3 wounds, just so I know for myself, and you guys are like, hey, you're doing it wrong. But next, going into the battle cannon, or the Leman Russ and his battle cannon and everything else. So I'm going to start off with my 2 heavy bolters into the Terminators. 6 shots, hitting on 4s. Oh, dude, come on.
Very good.
Wounding on 3s. No wounds.
No wounds.
Las cannon. Hits. 2s to wound. Wounds. And you have to 3 up here.
3 up save. And
yeah. Alright, D6 shots from battle cannon. 5, that's good. I like it. I like it. Oh, I'm knocking terrain down here. Hitting on 4s. I'm going to re-roll one of those. So I got 3 command points left.
Okay.
Wounding on 2s. 1 wound.
3 up.
-2 to your save, so 4 up.
3 up.
Oh, 3 up. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yes, you're invulnerable save because you got to take it on the guy that already has the wound.
Perfect.
Dude,
we make it.
Those guys survived a bunch of fire.
They did.
And are still around. Come back with assaults next. Alright, Patriarch here is going to charge into the Thunderwolves. He basically makes it. Well, there's a 10, so he is in like Finn. Primus over here is going to charge. Double 1s. He ain't going anywhere. And then the Acolytes are going to charge as well. And so that's 5, I believe they are in. Alright, so the Acolytes charged in there and did make it with the roll of a 5. So we'll come back with combats next. Alright, starting off combats, I'm going to start off with Patriarch. He's hitting on 2s. He has 7 attacks because he charged. Hitting on 2s. They all hit.
They all hit.
Wounding on 3s, re-rolling failed wounds because I'm strength 6. Alright, so we have 2 fails. Alright, so
2 failed.
2 fails. I have 1 6. Well, all these are going to be on 3 ups anyways.
Yeah.
But this one here, roll this separately, see if you save it, because it does D3 or does 3 wounds automatically. Alright, so you do. And then you have 4 other regular saves, or well, 3 up saves that do D3 damage apiece.
Okay, so 3 ups. And
you make them all! Yeah, I like a beast! Boo. Alright, next unit that charged is the Acolytes here. So I have in my hand 3 green dice for the leader, and then 4 of the Blackfyre copper and black dice for the regular guys that have the Rending Claw. So the leader is going to be using his Bone Sword. They're going to get the 3 up invulnerable save anyways from everything, so it really doesn't matter. So Icon, called Icon, gets them to reroll 1s, and he gives them +1 to hit. So Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. They all hit. They all hit. So now your toughness 5, right?
Yep.
So I need 5s. Here we go. Alright, so that's 3 saves right there. 3 saves, come on.
3 ups. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, so that wolf is dead from 1, and 1 carries over to the next guy.
No, are they still in combat after that?
I technically would pile in. And my opponent curses, reminding me that I forgot to do the pile in move beforehand. And
get more attacks.
Yeah, I theoretically should have done that first to make sure everybody was in range of attacking. So next, I'm going to be using the rock saw here. He has 2 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Both hit. They are strength 8 because the weapon is ×2 strength, so we need 3s.
3s.
Okay, so both wounds. These you get your 3-up save.
3-up save.
But 2 wounds apiece. So you get it both. Okay, next I have the rock cutter.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s. They both hit. Okay. Wounding on 3s. Both wounds.
3-up.
Yeah. I see a 2.
And then a fail.
All right. So you take 2 wounds on him.
He just dies.
And just dies. Next, the Genestealer has 3 attacks because I get to choose the first one after charges, then it goes to you. He has 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. Ah! That sucks.
1 hit.
1 hit. Come on. No wounds.
No wounds.
Alright, so that goes back to the Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Thunderwolf Cavalry. And I believe the one guy was wounded on 2, because I believe I'm toughness 4. No, toughness 5.
You should be toughness 5, yeah.
Strength 4.
Yeah.
Alright, Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Yeah, needing force to hit. Who are you going to target?
You're a big guy.
Oh, the Patriarch? Are you sure?
I just want him to die.
You just want him to die, eh?
He killed my Bjorn.
Alright.
Alright, leader. 3 attacks on him. 4's the hit. All hits.
All hits.
Strength 8.
And so you need 3s to wound. 1
wound.
wound.
Oh, man.
I got a 4-up save.
Ball save?
Yeah. Makes it.
Makes it.
Alright, so I take 3 wounds on the Patriarch because he's a unit, though, and I have a familiar here, who I forgot to attack with, which is 2 attacks.
You can if you want.
Alright, let's see. Hits on... Both hits. I was going to say hits on 3s.
Okay.
I need 5s to wound you. 1 wound.
1 wound?
No AP, so 3 up. There, 5.
There we go.
Figured as much. But because wounds don't carry over in a separate unit that has wounds, or model, I'll put the 3 on the familiar.
Perfect.
Next, the wolf here is going to be attacking, and he has separated the attacks into that unit.
So 3's a hit. 2 hits.
2 hits.
Strength 5.
Alright, so you need 3 wounds.
Sorry.
1 wound?
Strength 4.
Yeah.
Strength 4. Yeah.
Are they strength 4? Because even then I'm toughness 3, so it's 3
strength 4, toughness 4.
Alright, so 5-up save. Here we go. Makes it like a champ. Yes. End of the combat phase, all these guys do get to consolidate in as well. So they're all piling in onto Mr. Leader Thunderwolf guy. Like so. So we'll come back with Kurtis's round 2. Yes, this is only round 2, and lots of guys have died. Alright, so the end of Kurtis's round 2 movement. The Terminators have moved up there 5 inches there, and Najal moved over an inch and down 5 from the ladder there. I wonder what he's going to be targeting. Maybe it is that Primus down there. We'll have to see. Starting off here, doing Smite on the Primus. And makes it with a 9. I'll take the D3 wounds, dude.
D3?
Yeah. So 3 wounds onto the Primus. He has 2 left. Next, he's casting what?
Jaws of the Werewolf?
Oh, that's the speed one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured as much. Alright, so he has speed 6.
Alright, so I gotta cast it first. It's a 7.
Doesn't knock it off. Oh, it does. You get +1. I'm gonna try to resist here. Come on! Yeah! Oh! I'll spend another command point.
Okay.
2 left. Come on! No, it goes off. Okay, so you get 2d6.
2d6 minus your speed.
All right, he's fine. He's fine. Yes, yes. Primus is alive. Shooting phase. Kurtis, what are you doing?
Najal's going to shoot into the Primus.
You got a pistol? Bolt pistol?
I have a pistol here.
Hits.
No wound.
No wounds.
Then I got a bird.
Yeah, you got a bird. Bird is the word.
Bird is the word. D6 attacks.
6.
Attacks.
Look at this. Is a bird going to take out the Primus?
Strength 3. I guess I got to roll the hit first.
Yes.
2's the hit.
No.
2's the hit.
The bird hits on 2s?
Yep.
5 hits.
5 hits, strength 3.
Yeah, so you need, I believe, 4s.
4s. And 3 wounds.
Alright. Alright, here's the 3 5-up saves on the Primus, hopefully.
That's it.
He only has 2 wounds remaining, so he is dead.
Down.
Alright, Terminators in the shooting phase are going to be targeting these guys here, I believe.
Yep.
And what are you doing with them?
And they're rapid firing into them.
No.
12 shots.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I can't give you a good answer for that one. Why not?
3's it.
All right, here we go. I'm not seeing that.
Well, that's good. I like that.
That's not bad. All right, so 9. All right, needing 3s to wound.
3's to wound.
Come on, lots of 1s and 2s. 6. 6 4-up saves. 6 4-up saves. Here we go. I fail 2 of them. So these front 2 guys are going to die. Moving on to the charge phase. What are you doing?
I'm just going to charge these guys.
You're going to charge to those? You don't want to charge into Liam and us?
No, not this time.
All right, so charge range is, they're definitely going to be
7 inches, we're good.
But I get my Overwatch first.
Yeah, sure do.
Starting off Overwatch here, we got the frag grenade here, doing D6 shots. So 2, hitting on 6s, none. I have a heavy stubber down there, hitting on 6s, so none. Mining laser, no. And then bolt pistol from the leader, nope. And 12 shots with my auto guns. Hey, here's 12 shots from my 6 guys with auto guns hitting on 6s. I got some 6s. I like it. 5 6s in total. Now I need to roll to wound on 5s. Come on, 5s.
Nope.
What is this? Not a single one. Not a single one. So you do charge into those guys.
So we got to charge.
And the Space Wolf Terminators enter their charge range right there. Alright, here's the attacks for the Terminators. So the leader has 3 with his Thunderhammer. And
right.
so
2 hits.
And then you're wounding on 2s.
2s.
And so both wound.
2 1.
I get no save. And so 2 guys will die. I'll just take off the guys back here, like so. You then have another guy that has Thunderhammer with 2 attacks. So roll him separately because it is a different hitting on 4s from nothing.
Misses.
And then Power Fists.
And 4s.
1 hit.
1 hit.
Okay.
And 2's to win.
Alright, 1 more guy dies. We'll just take this guy. So starting off with my regular guys, I have 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Alright, so 4 hits. And then wounding on 5s. So 2 wounds. Come on, I want a 1. Give me a 1, please. Give me a 1.
Nope, 2 and a 4.
Ah! Next, 2 attacks with my leader. Hit on 4s. Nothing. So that is it for that combat. We did forget a combat that he should have struck with this guy first, but it doesn't really make much of a difference because the other fight can't affect this fight.
This fight, okay.
So it doesn't make a huge difference. But you do have your attacks against. Who are you putting them against?
3 of the hammers into the primer.
And then your wolf is going where?
Wolf will go into the little guys.
The acolytes. All right.
Yep. So 4's the hit.
Yeah.
1 hit.
1 hit. All right.
And then 3's the wound. 3's
yes.
the wound.
1 wound. And I do get a
5
5-up invulnerable save. Nothing. I will re-roll that with my second last command point. There it is.
There it is.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Kurtis, you're doing your how many attacks?
3 attacks with the Thunderwolf.
Okay. Into the acolytes.
Into the acolytes.
Okay.
3's the hit.
2 hits.
2 hits.
And then 3's to wound.
3's the wound.
2 wounds. All right. I'm just gonna use this die here. 5-up save. Here we go. Don't make either one. So I'm gonna take out the 2 regular. I'll just take out this guy and that guy. Starting off with my Patriarch, I have 6 attacks against the Thunderwolf Cavalry. Hitting on 2s. So they all hit.
Okay.
Wounding on 5s, or 3s, sorry, but re-rolling, and you failed. So, nope, 5 saves, sir, 5 saves. Do this one separately, because it's 3 automatic. Okay. I guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it does.
It does, yeah.
It does, because you have 3 wounds.
And I fail it.
Alright, so it's 3 automatic, and he
dies.
is dead. So I'll consolidate in with these guys. All right, and they end their consolidation move up that way. They're all within 6 inches of the Patriarch, so that unit there does not need to make a morale test, but I do need to make one with my neophytes over there. They lost 3. They have leadership 8, so they're good with a total roll of 5. All right, here we are. The Genestealer here is going to advance during my movement phase, so I get advanced 12 inches in total, which is really good. And he just ends up here at the top of this ladder, like so. Like so. And Patriarch's going to advance as well. And he gets to go 11 inches, so we're just going to move him to the base of the ladder right there, like so. All right, at the end of my movement phase, I have the Acolytes that moved over here towards the ladder, Genestealer charged up it, and the Patriarch who is down below because they are going for Najal. On the other side, my larger group of neophytes haven't moved at all. The Acolytes in the back there's one on the other side of the wall. The small group of neophytes that were in combat have fallen back, and my Leman Russ right there has fallen back, has moved, not fallen back because he wasn't in combat, moved his 10 inches. Psychic phase here, I'm going to smite Najal, needing a 5 to cast. Gets a 5.
5?
You need to roll 4, and you get it. Ma! Moving on to the shooting phase, we got the 5 Acolytes here putting their pistol shots into those Terminators. They need 3s, 4s. And so 3 hits.
Nice.
Now, how many wounds do we get? Needing 5s. 1 wound.
1 wound.
That's it.
2 up.
2 up.
Makes it.
Oh, come on. Over here we have 2 frag grenade launchers that are shooting into those Terminators. 2d6 shots. So 2. And they 1 hit.
1 hit.
And no wound. Heavy Stubber, which hasn't moved. 3 shots. Hitting on 4s. 2s. Wounding on 4s. Once. Wow. What is up with this? Mining laser time. Hitting on 4s. Nothing. 2. Alright, from this unit of neophytes still, I got 12 autogun shots. Hitting on 4s. That's not terrible. 3 misses. 4 misses. Getting worse. Wounding on 5s. Alright, so that is 5 saves in total. 5 saves. Yeah.
Ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
you got 2 1s. So your Storm Shield guy is dead. And who are you putting the next wound on?
One of the guys that's not a leader.
Okay, so it's up to you.
The middle guy.
Alright. So with that effective shooting, I'm now going to move on to my Leman Russ, who has 6 heavy bolter shots putting into those guys. So he's putting everything into those guys. It's moved, so they're hitting on 5s.
Okay.
Okay, so 2. Wounding on 3s. So 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
2 up because they're -1.
2 up.
Or 3 up because they're -1.
-1 and then I'm in a ruin.
So 2 up.
2 up.
Yeah. Ah,
We're good.
6s.
2 6.
Last cannon shot. Needing 5s. Hits. 2s to wound. There's a wound.
There's a wound.
Yes, -3.
5 up.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. And D6 damage.
Go for a 1.
He's
6.
dead. It's that guy that already has a wound because you have to put it on
He
him.
goes down.
Last shot here into that Terminator squad is a battle cannon. He gets 1 hit. I'm going to use my last command point, re-roll that, and roll another one. Because I moved, he has a special rule that he still hits on a 4+ with his turret weapon. So 4s, hits, 2s to wound.
No
It's
wound.
a 1. Charge phase, these Acolytes here are going to charge into the Terminators there. You get to Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
They both
you do have 2 guys with Storm Bolters. So.
And I don't think he...
So this guy here is in rapid fire range of the Acolytes, and that guy is not. So he has 6 shots, hitting 6s. I see 2.
2, perfect.
Yeah. So needing 3s to wound.
3's the wound, and
2
2
wounds,
wounds.
and I get 5 up. Actually, I'll take 5 up. Nothing. 2 guys die. So I'll take the 2 regular guys off back here.
Okay.
Here's the charge range for those 3 guys. Needing 7, that is 10.
Very good, sir.
Up top here, Genestealer charging into Najal. 5 inches, so he's going to make it up and just move him around. So that way I have space to get the Patriarch also into combat, hopefully.
There you go.
Patriarch, going to charge into Najal. And I should say, he's down there. Here we go. 4. Not enough. Not enough. All right. So with that said,
can I do Overwatch?
Yeah. You should have. My bad. So
bolt pistol misses. Bird.
Yeah.
2.
No hits. All right. Yes, we forgot about that. So next, the acolytes over there are going to charge into Najal. 7 inches. I believe that is enough because I'm 1 inch away from the ladder, and that should be up. Yep.
I don't know if you get.
All right, so the acolytes, 2 of them have reached combat. This guy is on the ladder, but right now he's just going to ride the back of the patriarch as he's encouraging his friends into combat right there. All right, so combat phase. These guys are just piled in on that guy there. My leader in the middle here is going to be using running claws, so they're the goldish sort of brown ones. Knocked one of my guys off the board again. The black ones are going to be, well, it doesn't matter because they both have rock sauce, so so needing 3s to hit. 3s to hit. So 3 misses. The leader needs 4s to wound, and these ones need 2s. Yes. Double their strength, of course. So here we go. All right, all hits. So leader using rending claw, so you get -1, so 3 up for that.
3 up.
And then the others are minus lots.
Right.
So
the 3 up.
Yeah.
Fails it.
Okay, so 1 wound on one of those, and then you have 3 5-up saves.
3 5-up saves.
Yeah, you got 4 dice there, dude.
There you go.
No. 3 saves.
Oh, sorry.
3. Yeah.
My bad. I thought 5 for some reason.
All right, you need 5-up saves here.
All right, 3 up saves. I need.
All right, so you have 2 guys, or 2 wounds that go through. They do 2 damage apiece, so that would go into those guys there and kill them both off.
Yeah.
So that's 5 wounds in total. You have only 4 wounds between those models, and they are dead. Coming over to this combat now, Genestealer is going to go first up against Najal. He's hitting on 2s, has 3 attacks. All hits. Your toughness 4.
Toughness 4.
All right, needing 4s. Here we go. And so
3.
These are -1. This is -4.
All right, so
-4 gives you
5 up.
5 up. Yeah.
5 up.
Nope. That's 1 wound.
And
you have.
These are -1.
Yeah, so 3s.
-3s.
No. You need 3s.
3s. Okay.
All right, make those 2. Next, I have a rock cutter that has 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, 1. Wounding on 2s. And it's like -4, so 5 up.
5 up. And he makes it.
And I have a rock saw. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, 1 hit. Wounding on 2s, 1 wound.
And 5 up.
5 up.
No, he goes down.
So that is 2 wounds, and Najal is dead.
Good game, sir.
Good game. That is a tabling for the Genestealer cult. Well, I should say tabled the Space Wolves. So we will come back with the after action report next. Alright guys, welcome to the After Action Report. You just saw the match between my Genestealer cult up against Kurtis's Space Wolves. Kurtis, what's your thoughts?
I had fun. It was a little sad that I couldn't get over to his lines with my Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Yep.
But that ambush at the start was awesome.
Yeah.
And I learned not to leave a 9-inch gap in my back line like that.
That is a very bad thing to do, especially with like first turn charges and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you do that against a Genestealer cult army, they have potential to get even closer than what other armies do. Because on a 5 or a 6, I get extra movement for my Genestealers to charge in or whoever's coming in from cult ambush.
Yeah.
And so that's a big thing, right? So
definitely a big thing.
Yeah. Any highlights for you in this match or what?
Probably the highlight was Najal, just with all his psyker abilities.
He is a strong, he buffs a unit, or debuffs / wounds my guys, I should say. And so he can be very potent. Like imagine just mass spamming smite, which is easy to cast, right? D3, D3.
Yeah. You can only cast it once.
No, smite you can cast as much as you want.
Oh, you can? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So which is good because if you roll 10 or higher, it's D6, where all the rest is 3. Or in your case, if you roll a 9, because Najal gets +1 to cast, right?
+1 to cast.
So if you roll a 9, right? Yeah. So it's good for spamming that. I only had my 1 psyker. I'll say for myself, this game compared to our last escalation game, which was 500 points, where my Patriarch did nothing.
Nothing.
This game, my Patriarch
He
did
rocked it.
everything. Him and the Genestealers just round one, tied up 3 units, killed 2.
Killed
you know,
Bjorn.
it's there
goes a quarter of the army right there.
and like
for sure.
and Patriarch is a beast. Rerolling failed wounds, hitting on a 2+. You
And
know,
it was a D3 damage he does?
it's on a 6, it's 3 damage, minus 6
Automatically,
AP, or it's minus I think like 2 or 3 AP and D3 damage on all the rest of the damages there. And so like he just tears things apart. Plus he's a psyker, so he can smite things. Or what I was trying for, mass hypnosis, so you get the -1 on your Thunderbolt. So it's like -1. Oh, you're hitting on 5. Thunderhammering that. But that didn't happen. So and the Genestealers, they performed well. I figured they would. Even if they were on the board a little further away, so say I had to set up, outside 12 inches or whatever, once I can move them around, because they can advance and charge, and they move 8 inches normally, I can get them pretty much where I need
Their
them
mobility
to be, right?
is really good. Yeah, exactly.
So,
number of attacks.
Yeah, number of attacks. When I have 10 or more models in that unit, they have 4 attacks instead of 3.
Exactly, yeah.
And so that's a lot. And I still have 20 more Genestealers to paint up. So I'm going to add in another unit. I have 12 already done, so...
I think mass attacks against the Thunderwolf Cavalry could be the way to go, because...
it's anything with a high save, right? Like a 2+ save or a 3+ vulnerable like that, because it's saturation attacks, because you're going to eventually...
You're going to roll ones. So
that's right.
Ones and twos. It's going to happen.
It's just how many. And that's what it is. Like, this army is a horde-based army, theoretically, and the fact that I have 51 models at 1,000 points, or 50 some odd models at 1,000 points. Like,
that's a lot of
the most expensive model I have in this army in particular, this 1,000 points right now, is my Lehman Russ. And once I kitted it with the heavy bolters and the las cannon and the battle cannon. So it's the most expensive, followed by my Patriarch at 162 once I give him the familiar. So it's really effective that way. But I think the Patriarch and Genestealers really stole the shine. And the fact that the Patriarch has Living Idol, which allows everybody to automatically pass their morale test, that's really good. Keeps my guys around, because those Genestealers would have ran if that wasn't there.
Exactly,
and that's that. And the Neophytes in the back half, dude. Like, I bubble wrapped my Lehman Russ.
I know, I really wanted to drop within 9 inches.
And you're like, I want to go here. No, can't do it. Want to go here? No, can't do it. And for me, I knew that you have Terminators in Najal in reserves, because I put all my stuff in, when we were deploying, I put all my stuff in reserves first, forcing him to place all his guys.
You see where I'm placing,
So I knew you had Terminators in there, so that's why I'm like, bubble wrap the Lehman Russ, so that way you can't get into them, you can't charge right off the bat, and that gave it some protection, because you couldn't charge.
I couldn't get to
You know what I mean? And if you did, it would have been because you went through other guys, and so, but yeah. It was good.
Yeah, I think at one point I needed like a 10-inch charge to actually get them.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't think it's worth it at that point.
Well, and then you're getting Overwatch too, right? Yeah. So it's...
And I like how you can move out of combat now.
Yeah, fallback is really,
everybody
really
else can shoot. That's I like that rule a lot.
I agree. Your armory is definitely coming along too. I like your paint jobs and your spacefuls. It's looking sharp.
I'm working hard on it.
Yeah, so am I. I think. What are you thinking for your next 500 points?
What's the flyer called?
The
Stormfang.
Yeah,
Stormfang, and they'll leave me with about 200 points after that.
So are you?
Probably,
and you don't have to tell me if you don't want, but are you going to continue with more of the elitish style, or are you going to try adding more models in?
I'm probably going to kit out the just the normal Marines.
Okay.
The Grey Hunters there. Yeah, fill them out.
That's what I would suggest that for you. If you can get 2 more units of troops, that way you're using battalion, have more command points. Stuff
and then maybe I can bubble wrap Bjorn.
Maybe, yeah. I think the one thing that my army is missing is shooting. That's the biggest thing for Genestealer called is shooting, because I don't own any Sentinels, and I only have 1 Lehman Russ, and I only have 1 Rock Grinder.
Yeah.
Which is the truck that has it can have a seismic cannon or a mining laser. Mine has a clearance flamer on it, and demolition charges and a heavy stubber. So it doesn't have a lot of strong shooting attacks. So I think they're lacking. At least I know my guys are lacking because of what I own is shooting. So
I kind of feel like I lack that too, because the only thing I have to hurt or Lehman Russ is like the Thunderhammers, right? So I have to make
once you
it
get in
to
there, but 3+ save, 3 wounds each of the models.
Does
is
help.
pretty friggin' good. So
It does help.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way on that. It'd be nice to even have at least a model that can
drop
have
pod with
strong.
even if you had a
strong
drop pod with
That would be
melt-a-gun, a unit of Grey Hunters with melt-a-guns in or something like that.
Yeah.
Put it within 9 inches, they can come out.
Have some fun.
Yeah, right. So I'm thinking for my next one, 500 points, as you've seen. Actually, I'm working on a Valkyrie. Well, I should say I already got the Valkyrie. I have it. I bought it painted, and then I'm working on Tempest Scion Prime as an HQ and 10 Scions to add into these guys, because I have a special rule with the Genestealer called they have Brood Brothers, which allows me to take 1 detachment of Astra Militarum keyword models and add it in there. So Scions are really good at shooting 3+, and they all have hotshot las guns / plasma rifles. And the Valkyrie has las cannons and Hellstrike missiles and stuff, so it's good.
Sounds interesting.
Well, Curtis, thank you again.
Great game, guys.
I appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't checked us out on Patreon, make sure you do. We could use all the help in creating this content. And to the Patreons, thank you very much for lending us your support already. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.